I'm live. Good morning, everybody. Oh, people are here already. Good morning, guys. How are we doing? I'm sorry there wasn't a live last week. I just had loads on and I just wanted a break. But I'm doing a live today. How are we all? Let me just, okay, before we get into all the craziness that's happening in Korea, it is hot as shit in Korea right now. I am so over summer. Honestly, I am over summer. I feel like my energy is like way down. It's also like my apartment, sorry. We say flat in the UK. My apartment is so hot. If you can hear the fan, that's like, I'm sorry you have to like listen to that, but like I can't live without it because my air conditioning is actually so shit. I've told my landlady, but that one is like the most shittiest air conditioner I've ever seen. And I think my fan is actually stronger. So yeah, I'm kind of dying. I slept on my couch for the past 2 days instead of on my bed at the top because the heat is way hotter at the top. So I've been sleeping on my couch. This is not a good time. I'm actually thinking about moving out of this place when my contract is up. I have an idea of where I want to move to. It's a 1-year contract and I moved in here in November. So yeah, in November of this year, I think I might move to a different neighborhood. And I probably will move into like a normal apartment without a loft. As much as I do like the loft thing, there are pros and cons to it, I think. So yeah, it's so hot. Basically, there was a warning saying that South Korea raised the hot weather warning to the highest level for the first time in 4 years, as parts of the country roasted in temperatures over 38 degrees Celsius, and that's over 100 degrees Fahrenheit for you Americans. It's so hot, and like even if you have air conditioning on, right, it's like the constant going back between like the heat and the it's in Korea is so humid. For me, like I have pretty long hair right now. It takes for me like 20 minutes to dry my hair. So it's like I'm like struggling 20 minutes. And what was I? Yeah, it's just not a fun time. And even when you go into like the subway, public transport, it's like hot, it's super cold, right? And cafes are super cold. And then you suddenly go out into the heat. And so there's like constant change in between temperatures. It's like, I feel like it really brings my energy levels down. It's actually crazy. And I feel like I'm just like really tired. My brain is like working at a slower pace. I'm procrastinating more. I have a video that I filmed with Danny, actually. He was there at the end. It's a neighborhood guide about Ulchiro, it's a really cool neighborhood of Seoul. And I filmed that last week on one of the hottest days. And Danny came to help a bit at the end. And it was not a fun time. It's the hottest it's ever been. But is it like humid in where you guys are, like let's say Texas? In Korea, it's just like in Asian summers in general, it's so humid. Did I try to change the AC filter? No, I haven't. And like, is that my job? But maybe I'll ask her about it. Yeah. I feel you. It's been even hotter in Tokyo. Tokyo gets mega hot. I did hear that. So yeah, I've been editing that Ujiro video. It should come out on Wednesday. It was a fun video to do though. I hung out in Ujiro quite a bit. It's like super close to my house. I've hung out there quite a bit like the past month or so. Seeing friends and other things. So yeah, that's how I've been this week. Work-wise, I've been doing like behind the scenes, like I've been getting like consulting gigs, like interview stuff. I don't know why they feel like I'm an expert enough to like consult people, but just on like culture stuff, what young people want and like what they want to do in Korea. I've been getting kind of these kind of gigs, so I get like 20-minute, 30-minute interviews, and I just like speak to people as an expert. I feel like a fraud sometimes, but like they asked me, so I was like, okay, fine, I'll do that. And then next week, Monday, we have a script, a rehearsal reading for finally the Ramen and Chill spin-off that we're doing, and then we shoot on next Wednesday. We have all the cast, the actors, I want YouTube, it'll probably come out September or like early October. So yeah, work has been busy, and YouTube is always busy, and yeah, that's what I've been doing, and I've been fully embracing my single girl era. I'm actually having fun now. So I'm fully embracing it. My idol review was spot on. Thank you. Yeah, that was not fun for me to actually go sit through, but it was, I guess, it was hopefully like a fun video to watch. It's so humid in Busan. Definitely prefer freezing over melting. Honestly, I can't wait for autumn. Like when the air is crisp and like you go out and you feel refreshed instead of just like, I feel like I need to take a shower like 3 times a day, you know? So yeah, 30 degrees here in the Philippines. In Korea, yeah, yesterday was like 35. So, and you guys, seriously, I don't know what's been up, but like my YouTube channel has been growing super nicely. I'm almost at 237k over the past month. So it's like bad things happen, good things happen. So yeah, very good. Very good. How many episodes is the spin-off going to be? So Ramen and Chill is not a season 2, because season 1 was actually like a dating show, right? Where we have just actual random contestants like come and they actually try to date each other. This is not like that. I explained in the previous lives, but this is going to be like an SNL comedy sketch type things. So it's going to be like short videos, like I think we're going to film 10 of them, and then we're going to also split them up into shorts, because that's what everyone watches these days. Anyone that I meet recently, like anyone new, I'm like, hey, like, do you watch YouTube? And they're like, of course I do. I'm like, what do you watch, long form or short form? I would say, no, there are people who do like short, long form, but I would say like more than half for sure. Everyone's like short form only, shorts only. I'm like, I don't know what to film for shorts apart from just like there's like short random like food videos or like cafe reviews that I do, but genuinely I don't know what, unless I like cut up my long form into the short forms. But like I am not good at like just pure short form content, because I just think it's a bit stupid. But that's what the people want. I genuinely prefer watching like at least mid form or long form content. Yeah, I don't, as a creator, it's such a dilemma for me. I genuinely don't know what to create for short form content. I rarely watch TikToks, and I don't want to be doing like challenges or like dance challenges or like those kind of dumb stuff. I actually want to like give like informational or like just entertaining value. I feel like most shorts are not like that. Do you guys watch shorts? I love long form, Amanda. People actually watch YouTube shorts. Yeah, some people actually go on YouTube and they just go on the shorts tab and watch shorts only. So I mostly watch long form for YouTube and short form for TikTok. Yeah, me too. I don't watch what's on here. That's what TikTok is for. I see. I went to Jin and Hattie's house over the weekend and we had brunch there. Also, do you guys know Annie Nova? She's also a YouTuber. She lives in Korea. And because obviously Jin and Hattie are like kings and queens of like short form. Their shorts I asked Jin like, what is the number one shorts that you had the most amount of views on? And he was like, what did he say? I think he said it was like 140 million, unless I'm like remembering it incorrectly. But I was like, that is insane. And like, obviously, so obviously because as a content creator, we can ask each other these things. I was like, how much money did you make off that one short? Because as much as like shorts, you know, say it's like a 15-second short, you'll probably only get like one ad on it right before it plays or whatever, or people are watching it from YouTube Premium or whatever. It's honestly not, you don't make much money from if you're just a short form creator. Long form is like way more beneficial as the content creator. And honestly, I just feel so much more comfortable making long form content. I feel like I can explain myself more about something that I'm talking about. But it's a dilemma because everyone wants constant dopamine hits. Yeah, even some of my friends, they're like saying, oh, I can't watch a video of yours is like half an hour long or whatever. They're like, it's too long, I can't sit through it. So it's like, It's such a dilemma for me. And I think what's different, I talk about this in my consulting gigs as well. But obviously, yeah, TikTok algorithm is super different because you just go on the For You page, right, and you just scroll. So it like for YouTube, for people to actually click on your stuff, the thumbnail and the title is like what's the most important, even for shorts. So I can upload the same like short video to my TikTok or my Instagram or my YouTube, but with YouTube I still have to really take consideration of like how I title it. I have to get people to click on it. Because yeah, like you said, people don't really go on the shorts tab as much. So when I upload a short to my actual YouTube, it's like I have to really still think about the thumbnail and the title. So it's really a lot more effort. But I did speak to someone who works within YouTube and Google, and they said they are going to fix that algorithm-wise. So yeah, it's been, yeah. Always, that's what I'm always constantly thinking about, content pressure. What should I film next? What topic should I come up with next? How do I give value? How do I be entertaining? But that's why YouTube, unfortunately, you have loads of YouTubers who have to resort to clickbait or like really like spicy titles and thumbnails and stuff. Just because otherwise, if people don't click, then you just don't get the view. Whereas TikTok is different. You just scroll and then you might just end up on someone's page, you know? So yeah, I just think I'm seriously just not Gen Z. That's what I think. So not Gen Z. What was I also saying? Weekend shenanigans. Okay, so this weekend I went out on the Friday. I stayed in on the Saturday night. I usually am out like doing stuff both nights, but I was just like, I'm done with this heat. I am staying in. I'm gonna work and edit on my video. But on Friday night I went out to Apgujeong, and okay, there's like a bunch of crazy stories happening in Korea that I want to speak about in a bit. I'll tell you that in a second. But I was out in Apgujeong, and then do you guys know World of Dave? He's like an OG, like I guess first generation Korean YouTuber. He has a big Korean audience. He's an American guy, but he speaks really good Korean. So I guess he caters more to a Korean audience, I guess. World of Dave. He's like literally OG, just as much as like Korean Englishmen, those guys. Do you guys know World of Dave? Anyway, I saw him like twice recently. When I first went to the pool party in Paradise City, I saw him there first, and then I saw him there last Friday, just in like a lounge in Apgujeong. And then also a funny thing, I'm not gonna reveal who, obviously, but like one of my friends, I ran into my friend's ex-boyfriend when I was out and about on Friday, and then I was like, oh hey, and we were like, hey, how are you? Long time no see. Have you guys had that happen to you? Like run into like friends' exes or like that kind of thing? So I was like, oh yeah, hope you're doing good, you know, like nice to see you. This kind of thing. Actually, my friend Munjang, she's had an instance. I don't think she'll mind me telling you, but like this was like years ago when we were still living in London. She was with her new boyfriend, and they were in the subway station together, just like waiting to catch the train. And then she saw from the corner of her periphery, her ex-boyfriend, and he was like staring at them, and she was like, oh, what the fuck? So she's just like, let's just walk this way. But like honestly, the world is a small place. And I feel like Seoul is a really, really small place. Seoul is a really small city. I run into people that I know regularly, I feel like. Especially if you hang around the same areas. I feel like I run into people a lot. Also, when I was with Danny, when we were in Ultiro, this was like at the end of the evening, and we were just out on one of those like outside plastic tables, like drinking beer and stuff. And then we got recognized. We weren't filming by that point, we had finished, but we got recognized by like, two women from, I think New York. And so they were like, oh, are you Danny and are you Anna? This kind of thing. Yeah, so also Danny is looking super skinny. Okay, so when he came to help me for the filming, it was his birthday the next day. I had no idea. And I was like, but we were having dinner together, and I was like, hey, isn't your birthday like early August? He's like, yeah, my birthday's tomorrow. And I was like, what, really? So I bought him dinner. So yeah, I had no idea it was his birthday. So anyway, but he's like dieting for his body profile. He's on his cut. So he's looking really skinny. And then I posted him on my Instagram story. And then I got DMs from people being like, what happened to Danny? He's looking so thin. Wait, should I call him up again? Let's see what he's doing. I think he's back from Jeju because he went to Jeju over the weekend. Shall we call Danny again? Do you think DKTV is dead? I mean, even David says so. Should I call Danny? Okay, let me do it. He might not answer. He might not answer. Okay, he might be working. Okay, no. I ran into an ex-girlfriend from 13 years ago. From 13 years ago, wow. Okay, what's going on with the stabbings? Okay, I'll talk about that like very, very soon. I thought YouTube was dying. Do you guys think YouTube is dying? I still think it is. In the end, I think TikTok will. There's so many issues with TikTok, and especially with like China and the CCP, and I feel like still YouTube will win overall. And as a content creator, I much prefer YouTube to anything else. So, his birthday is in August. Yeah, so it was last Friday. And so yeah, please watch out for that video. It's coming out on Wednesday. Go support. Danny looks so thin in his Instagram post. It's because he needs to have abs showing for his photo shoot, his body profile. So he needs to look thin. My coworker and I almost bumped into someone that some coworkers had dated. The way we ran though, I didn't even know them. If you guys ran into your exes, would you run away? For me, I can just be like, I think I just be like wave and say hi. I could even say hi. Yeah, if I'm like, when I'm really over it, I'll just be like, hey, what's up? Yeah, for me, I can do that. But I know a lot of my friends, they can't do that, so. Okay, so before I go into everything that's happened, is that everything that I wanted to say? Oh, okay, in terms of the dating, okay, one thing I wanted to mention. So it's like, I've been, single for like a month now, right? And it's just, I was talking to David about this, by finding it funny how boys from the past have been coming out of the woodwork and just trying the most. Like the other day, I got a call at like booty call time, like 11 p.m. at night. And I thought I had like, this is like really blast from the past. But I was like, who's calling me at this time? I look at it and I was just like, the audacity. The audacity of like some of these guys to think they can just suddenly just slide back in. I was just like, no, thank you. I just hung out. I didn't even pick up. I was just like, yep, nope, not going there. Or it's just like, they'll be like, I miss you. How have you been doing? Blah, blah, blah. And I'm just like, nope, thank you. Thank you, next. Did you guys hear about the Ariana Grande? She's getting a divorce, right? And she's also dating her co-star from Wicked that she's been filming. Oh, have you been following that drama? I do think she has some sort of like issue, because it's clearly a pattern like of her breaking up relationships, but like breaking up a marriage, someone with a child, I could never ever. But so yeah, but I'm fully embracing my I've been having fun, and just I'm not willing to go into anything serious right now. So I'm just like first of all, my living my life, my work and everything, that's like my number one priority, but then everything else I've just been having fun. But okay, let's get into the stories. What should I talk about first? The stabbings or the World Scouts Jamboree thing, because that's also been massive drama. I've seen a lot of them, like I saw so many scouts last week when I've been around Seoul, so many of them. I was like, what is going on in Seoul? in their backpacks and stuff. So many young scouts. Ariana has made home wrecking a hobby. Lol. Her stories have been coming out on TikTok. I mean, she literally has that one song. It's called like Break Up With Your Girlfriend, cause I'm bored. Stabbing story, please. Okay, stabbing story. Okay, let's get into that. Okay. Let me just find this. Screen share. Okay. So, back-to-back stabbing rampages. I talked about this on my Instagram stories. Not everyone been has been you guys don't know what's been going on. So basically, I think people have been like crazy, but like a lot of these stabbings are people have been like guys with like mental disorders. Okay, let me read through the article with you. So in Seongnam, a random stabbing attack in a commuter town near Seoul, the second such rampage in Korea in less than 2 weeks, like this was the second one, has sparked fear in a country that's been long considered safe with a low murder rate and strict firearm curbs. So let me just play some of the video. So a man just went on a rampage in a shopping center. This was the second one. He stabbed about 9 people. Okay, ew. That's been this was a few days ago. So let me explain what happened. A man rammed his car into passengers and then got out and stabbed multiple people in a shopping mall in Seongnam on Thursday. He was arrested on site, leaving 14 people wounded, 2 in a critical condition. Luckily, nobody died. The rampage came after another rare stabbing attack in Seoul, which killed 1 person and wounded 3 others. In Korea, guns don't exist, right? And even when I was in London, guns don't exist. That's like purely an American thing. Another resident in the area, a guy, Chejun-ho, 26, said he was staying extra vigilant on his way to work on Friday morning near the mall where the stabbing took place. President Yoon Suk-yeol called the incident an act of terrorism against innocent citizens and ordered police to mobilize all available resources to ease public concerns. On social media, a list of copycat attack threats were circulating. So I've seen these on social media too. Like when I even went to Hattie and Jin's place, like Annie was like, I'm really nervous about the stabbings. I don't want to take like public transport. I'm a bit scared to go out into places where there could be loads of people. And I was like, okay, I understand, but like you can't live in fear also. So these guys have been, I've seen some comments of you being like incels, but like kind of. Let's read the other one. 1 killed, 3 hurt in South Korean stabbing incident. A man in his 30s for suspected murder in a rare stabbing attack near a subway station. When police came, he said something along the lines of he didn't want to live, that things weren't going as he wished. Blah, blah, blah. But basically, I did hear like these guys are like, I don't know if it's a common thing. A lot of these guys were like, the term is now short kings. They're like very short, like basically my height. And that could be like, that's like a stereotype, but these guys usually feel like they have a lot of like anger towards the world. Also, I did hear one of them has like schizophrenia and he stopped like taking his meds. So obviously when you have a mental disorder like this, you're gonna act out and do crazy stuff. Obviously everyone should take their meds. The suspects not having clear motives doesn't necessarily mean there's no way to prevent these crimes. Yeah, if it's just literally because of a mental disorder and not because they have like a hatred against like a specific one person or whatever, it's just completely an act of random, just like rage and mental instability. So how can you protect yourself? Right, the best. I was saying to my friend Annie, I was like, she was like, I'm thinking of getting like some sort of like pepper spray weapon or whatever. I think I read this in a book too. Like the best way if somebody is like walking around with a knife, the best thing for you to is just run as fast as you can and get yourself out of that situation rather than learning self-defense. If somebody has a knife, seriously the best thing for you to do is like just run as fast as you can and get yourself into a safe space. So it's crazy. But not only this, but there was another incident. This is not a stabbing, but a guy in Apgujeong, and I obviously, you guys know I go to Apgujeong Rodeo a lot at the weekends and such. This guy was 28. He was driving a Rolls Royce, and he was high on ket, basically ketamine. It's like a horse tranquilizer, dissociative drug, and apparently his car was like swerving all over the pavement. This is what he looks like. In Korea, we have this rule where you blur out the face of like criminals or like people who have done something wrong. Yeah, you can see he has a lot of tattoos. They say he is like a gang member. Like he works in like I guess he might be affiliated in like a drug gang or whatnot. He crashed his Rolls Royce into the side of the pavement, and a woman in her 20s, she got stuck in between the car and the wall, and she's in like critical condition. She had a lot of her the skin on her scalp like scraped off. She's had extreme damage to like her internal organs. She's like injured her legs, like the bones on her legs were like showing when they managed to rescue her. And apparently he was being such an asshole when he got arrested. He was clearly like he was not sober, basically. He was like screaming and like being like, oh, but nobody's dead yet, you piece of shit, like to the police. And yeah, he was high on ket. And so a poor unsuspecting woman in her 20s just like got in the crossfire of this. So hopefully she will make a full recovery. But yeah, what an asshole. What an asshole. And like there's so much corruption in Korea. If you have a lot of like backup, or like you're friends with like the prosecutor or like a judge, you can just get off so easy. This is what happened with like Burning Sun, that whole Big Bang Seungri drama years back. But yeah, it's crazy stabbings and such. Then what are you guys saying? But like I remember in London, right, stabbings were quite because there's also a lot of drug gangs in London. It's especially in like the hood parts, so much of that going on. What I was most scared about in London towards the end of my like stay there was like sometimes you'd hear about like acid attacks, and that I would much rather get stabbed in my stomach or in my arm or in my leg, whatever, because unless like you get really injured and you die, like it punctures your heart or whatever. Like yes, a knife attack will leave like a massive scar and it's ugly, but like imagine getting acid thrown in your face and then your life is basically ruined forever. You can't get a job with like a deformed looking face. You can't get like a romantic partner. Your life is actually ruined if you have acid thrown in your face. Or you might like go blind or something. Whereas like, okay, like a knife scar, if I had to choose one or the other, I'd much rather live with that than like, my face like that, or like just something like deformity happening. That's what I was really most scared about in London. But yeah, we don't have guns in Korea. So that's another thing. Also, I feel so bad for police working outside in this bloody heat in their vests and like all the police gear is so hot, and then they have the fact that because of crazies like this they have to like patrol and like be extra vigilant. Madness. What are you guys saying? Let me read the comments. I never understood why these crazy people go on rampages. All they need to do is look in the mirror and take it out on themselves. But these people have mental disorders, I'm telling you. It's like, the Joker, the movie The Joker. You can't, once you have a mental disorder like schizophrenia or you have bipolar disease or like whatever, it's really hard to understand for as like a normal person, but they just have a different minds. And if you have schizophrenia, that's when like your mind gets like split. You have different personalities, you have different people speaking in your head, you hear voices and people like telling you like go kill yourself or like go kill other people. So that's like a really serious disorder. And if you're not taking medication, then obviously this stuff like this is going to happen. So people were asking me, are you scared to go out? I mean, yeah, I'm a little bit cautious, but also at the same time, I don't want to just be like stuck in my house just because of like stuff like this. It's like with any terrorist attack, like do you let it like actually affect your life like forever, or like, To be honest, after I film a video, I'm mostly inside somewhere editing or like doing something on my computer. So I only usually go out at the weekends. But yeah, that's awful. I wish her a safe recovery. I think hand sanitizer spray might work, like pepper spray or hairspray. Really? If a guy's coming at you with a knife and you go hand sanitizer, I don't know how effective that will be, honestly. Honestly, the best thing for you is to learn how to run fast. Yeah, learn how to run for your life. That's the best way. Why does it seem like more men are attacking random women now? What is going on with them? Oh, I don't want to get into that. But like I said, mental disorder, anyone with a mental disorder, this can happen. But schizophrenics are in any country. It's just whether you're taking the right, getting the right help and the right medication. It can happen to anybody, really. And it can be, I think it's genetic as well. So the stabbings in Korea is not a gang thing. It's not like the London gang thing where it's like a turf war. Like, oh no, we have this hood for, we sell drugs here. It's not like that. These incidents have just been like, just random, like, yeah, people with mental disorders. And people who are just angry with the world and that sells and they just want to take it out on somebody. So there have been two, right? And there was another one at a school. At a school, I've heard. And then people have been like posting onto communities, online communities, like at this time today, at like say Yongsan Station, I'm gonna go on a rampage. But then police have been like good at like intercepting and like getting there and like making sure nothing happens. But I don't know if it's like people who are trolling and just like posting these on kind of things onto social media, or some people like genuinely serious. But obviously the police have to take every threat with like genuine concern. So that's why I feel bad for them. Yeah, crazy people coming out of the woodwork. Maybe it's the heat. It's getting to everyone. I don't know. The acid throwing on women is really common here in the low income and crazy marriage systems. Mainly slum areas and some upper class than them. It's scary when you're driving with a window open as a woman. Where is this? Which country are you talking about? You still have to continue to live your life, otherwise you would never go out. Just continue to be careful. Yeah, exactly. You obviously be cautious, but and with any terrorist attack, you know, you can't let it like affect your life forever, kind of thing. The fan is making my nose like stuffy. Lol, no, in Canada you can't use pepper spray. I was responding to someone, any form of weapon is illegal in Canada. I think pepper spray is illegal in Korea too. I don't think you're allowed to carry it around. So this is why I started learning how, boxing in London just before I came back to Korea, because that was the time my phone got stolen for the third time in London. And the last time I was just walking along the street and like a guy on a bike just like snatched it out of my hand. And that's when I lost all love for the country. And I was like, fuck this. I'm getting out of here. But if you do boxing, because you learn to respond really quick to stuff, it's about like obviously you learn a bit of self-defense, but your reactions become really fast. So that's why I was like, maybe I should learn boxing, you know. And then I carried on for a while while I came back to Korea. But my boxing that I learned in Korea was more about like how to hit really strong, rather than like really quick defense. But that's literally why I started learning. But yeah, if someone's coming at you with a knife, like learning how to like punch someone they can still get you. So just run as fast as you can, basically. Yeah, that's my best advice. Acid stuff happens in India. I see. Also, crimes are high during full moons. Is that a thing? Yeah. Violent crime does go up during the summer. It's really interesting. Violence during heat wave. Okay, that's the first time I've heard that. Okay, So yeah, obviously I'm being careful and mindful, but that's what's been happening. So people were asking me like, what do you mean stabbings in Korea? So hopefully nothing else will happen. I did hear, because when I went out to the lounge on Friday night, it was slightly like slightly emptier than it usually is. And then I was asking the DJ, and he was like, yeah, I think people, first of all, a lot of people are on vacation, and also maybe some people are scared of coming out a little bit. But yeah, mostly it's happened in like, yeah, subway stations. So yeah. Okay, I'll talk about the Jamboree thing because that was big news, and it's kind of like a very unfortunate, embarrassing event. So screen share. So like I said, the heat wave, like record highs, the scorching heat in Korea has estimated to have killed at least 22 people across the country. It's triple the record of 7 people during the same period last year. So this is how hot it is in Korea, right? South Korea has rated the heat warning level in its 40-year system to the highest as of 6 p.m. on Tuesday, the first time since 2019. The highest serious warning is issued when the apparent temperature is expected at 35 degrees or higher in at least 40% of the country's 180 regions. So 100 degrees Fahrenheit or higher, basically. This weather gets me really sweaty just by walking around. Someone holding a portable fan. In Korea, you can't live without a fan in the summer. Either this or like the portable ones that you charge. You'll die otherwise. So basically this is telling you how hot it is. And basically the World Scouts Jamboree, so these young scouts from all over the world, it's like an annual event. It was held in Korea this year and not in Seoul. It was held in Jeonju, I believe. Let's read. So hundreds have fallen ill at the outdoor World Scout Jamboree, which is attended by more than 40,000 young people from around the world amid 95 degrees Fahrenheit heat. The British group of 4,500, the largest in attendance, is moving from a camp at Saemangeum to Seoul. And this is like hours away from Seoul, right? And apparently, basically, let me find them. Look at these poor kids dying in the heat. And apparently it's basically, like the fire festival situation. It was really poorly disorganized. They were not ready to have this many attendees come. It was out in like open fields with like no shades. They just had tents for all these kids. And like, look at this, like, it's like half like in puddles and stuff. And so all of these people came and they were not equipped to deal with it, basically. And like all these kids were suffering. Let me just read the actual article. So the British group pulled out, the US and Singaporean teams pulled out because the kids were falling ill. South Korean government said it was sending 60 more medics and 700 service workers to maintain the toilets and showers. Okay, it happens every 4 years, each in a different country. It's just like the Olympics. It's a pretty big deal. Most of the attendings are between 14 and 18. 155 countries attend. This is the first Jamboree since the pandemic, and it's due to run until the 12th of August. Today's the 7th, so it's still going on. The coaches of British teenagers have arrived back in Seoul, and they will spend the next week in hotels. Apparently, the American scouts have been sent to like the Pyeongtaek, where the U.S. Army are. They've just been, because they just say we simply cannot stay in the middle of the heat with no trees, no shade, in like 95 degrees Fahrenheit weather. They're dying. They described the campsite toilets as a health risk and said children's dietary needs were not being met. Oh my god, it was just an actual disaster. The movement said that the host decided to go ahead with the event and assured participants that it was doing everything possible to address the issues caused by the heat wave. The workers had volunteers and others have worked to give members enough food and water, shelter from the unusually hot weather, blah blah blah. The UK and the US teams have the money and resources to relocate thousands of people at short notice, but there are plenty of countries at the event which do not. Others have defended the event, blah blah blah, saying that their children were disappointed that they had to leave. One mother from Northeast England said that wanted to be a great life experience had turned into a survival mission for her 16-year-old daughter. She knew how hot it was going to be, but not like how it was actually. They spent, I read somewhere, someone from the US, yeah, from Virginia, they spent $6,500 for her 17-year-old son Corey to go to the Jamboree, but said his dream had been turned into a nightmare. He's very aware of how much money that is and the sacrifices we made as a family to send him. We could have done so much with that money. Yeah, so it's basically a disaster. And this article is saying, becomes Korea's worst nightmare. And look at these kids getting treated because of the bloody heat. Many of these kids fallen ill from the scorching heat. Temperatures hovered close to 40 degrees, which is 104 degrees Fahrenheit. But at least 2,500 scouts had fallen sick as of Sunday. Common ailments such as bug bites, skin rashes, heat exhaustion. To make matters worse, a COVID-19 breakout has also been raging at the site since Thursday. Oh my god, this is the actual worst. Even looking at this picture, it looks freaking hot. Can you imagine? 40 degrees Celsius or like 104 degrees Fahrenheit. Can you imagine? Oh, thank you, Master G, for the US $50. Thank you so much. Appreciate you, and the little emoticon that is I'm seeing. Thank you. So spokesperson added that the British Embassy in Korea remains in close contact with Scouts UK, will continue to provide support where required. Okay. This is just an embarrassment. And basically, do you know what? I heard that the people of that city in Korea, they really pushed for the event to be held there because they really want the promo that the city gets. Obviously, when a big event, it's like having the Olympics, you know, hosting the Olympics. So they really pushed for the event to be taken here and in that specific neighborhood because they really want an airport to be built there. But it was like it's just like stretches of just field with absolutely no trees, no shade, no like water, anything around. It's just awful. They should be embarrassed and ashamed of themselves. And most people in Korea are saying this is really bloody embarrassing. Worldwide embarrassment. Yeah, promo getting for the wrong reasons. Everyone will remember it, but for the like really bad wrong reasons. According to the adult leader, it took 45 minutes for an ambulance to arrive. This is unbelievable when everyone there knew the temperature was going to be an issue. They called the event a real-life Squid Game. Oh my god. People fainting due to the heat. I heard that because of the Korean president attending the opening ceremony, all the Korean staff were busy catering to him and his wife, so they couldn't help the scouts and adult leaders from other countries. That does not surprise me at all. I really, anything corporate in Korea that happens, I just like get astounded at the amount of like fakery and faff and like the amount of fake politeness and like all this stuff that goes on. It's just, it really bothers me too. But like, yeah. Most of the scouts didn't get a chance to eat that night. Yeah, it's horrible. The government allocated 6.9 billion won, which is $5.3 million in reserve funds for necessary assistance. Some 130 air-conditioned buses and 50 portable toilets arrived Friday. Oh, thank you, Tammy. You are amazing. Thank you so much. Additionally, the number of people in charge of cleaning and maintaining the toilets and shower rooms were increased to a minimum of 700. Tenfold the previous 70. Oh my god. And what, there were like, how many people? Like 40,000 people in attendance? Oh my god, that is actually terrible. The government also dispatched bug exterminators to address the insect problem. Also, additional budget to supply each person with 5 bottles of frozen water, cooling facial masks, sunscreen, ice packs, and sodium pills. Just, yeah, terrible event, basically. Yeah, so it's still going on. Look, like, basically, look at that. This is where it's being held. Just stretches of field in the boiling heat. Can you imagine? Terrible, absolutely terrible. And this is me like complaining about how hot it is in my like air-conditioned apartment, but like being outside, I would die. I would actually die. Okay, let's read this. Camping site itself has come under particular blame. It's a reclaimed land on a tidal, flat, wide open space without a single tree. The organizing committee emphasized the 1,722 large shades installed across the Hemangum's camping grounds and 57 tunnels spraying mist, but it was not enough to keep the scouts from being exhausted in the sweltering heat and humidity. And also the heavy downpours throughout the week before the start of the Jamboree turned this campsite into a muddy swamp. Oh my god. The failure to complete a drainage system for the site prior to the start on Thursday helped provide a perfect habitat for mosquitoes and other bugs, making life for campers even worse. Oh my god, it just keeps getting worse and worse. For months, locals have been warning about the camping ground and the potential safety hazards, especially in May and June, given that the site had flooded several times before. So it had no drainage system, and so there was a lot of rain, and so it was the eventual outcome was terrible. And then obviously the organizers tried to downplay the seriousness of the situation. So there's been like people protesting. So safe to say this is not going to happen again. What an embarrassment, honestly. And like all the Korean comments I've seen on articles, they're like, this is like just like a national embarrassment. They should be ashamed of themselves. So yeah, it's literally like the Fire Festival. I remember when we were talking about, you know, when BTS were originally going to hold the Seoul concert in like a middle of a random field too, and then Hype changed it. It was literally just like that. At least they were smart enough to change it, but yeah, this is awful. So I feel bad for the scouts. I've been seeing them all around Seoul. Hopefully, will they get some of their money back? I don't know. I genuinely didn't realize how expensive this was to attend. Have you guys, any of you did any of these things, like scouts things? Because I've never done that in my life. Yeah, you guys are all agreeing. Poor planning. Yeah. Poor planning more than the heat, but it is also the heat though. And in Korea, like it's just you step outside and you feel like you're in a sauna because you actually feel the moisture in the air. Like if you guys live in places like California where it's like desert, it's like dry heat and it's like actually pretty pleasant even if it goes really hot. But in Korea, no. It's just you actually feel, I feel the humidity in my hair, on my skin, everything. So yeah, craziness. And adults should take responsibility for these things. Okay, before we stop, there's some K-pop news. I'm just putting this up on my thing. Where's my OBS? Did you guys see the, okay, yeah, so I saw someone commenting, Jisoo is in a relationship. Oh, hold on. Blackpink's Jisoo, is she the first one from Blackpink to have actually confirmed relationship? Because I can't remember if any of the other ones did. But she's in a relationship with actor An Boyeon, and like I didn't know who he was before. I just generally don't watch that many K-dramas in general, so I didn't know who he was, but like good for them. They have a 7-year-old age difference, which is fine. I've seen some comments on Korean like communities saying like she can do better. He is not on her level. Most people don't know who he was. She can do better kind of thing. But like whatever, she's happy. People should be happy. And like yeah, YG actually confirmed that yeah, you know, the typical PR statement, we would appreciate it if you watched over them warmly. Such a typical entertainment PR statement. But yeah, good for them. I believe Jisoo MBTI, she's like she's T. She's a very logical, she's not like a feeler type, so I'm similar to her. So I don't think she cares too much about people knowing, but good for her. None of the other girls have been confirmed, right? What are you guys saying? They should start having babies. No, I think she still has too much to do career-wise before she can start having babies. No way. He can do better if anything. What the fuck? Yeah, I've seen some comments saying that, oh, Jisoo, like, they were like, I thought she was dating Sonny, as in Son Heung-min from Tottenham Hotspur. They were like, he is on like the same level of fame. Like, this guy is kind of like a B-list, if he is B-list. But anyway. And then I saw this and I was like, I was just being very jealous. The down payment Blackpink is expected to get from YG if the members renew their contracts. So, I think they're about to renew soon. Okay, expected time for the contract announcement is August 8th. What's the date today? Today in Korea time is Monday the 7th of August. So, given that it's estimated that Blackpink receives 80% of the operating profit while YG receives 20%, that's a lot. Industry insiders have expressed interest in re-evaluating the company after the contract renewal announcement. So there was some rumors, right? Like some of the girls might not renew, Lisa might not renew, or Jennie might not renew, and all this. Nothing's been said yet. But I did hear, obviously, when a K-pop group first signs with a company, it's not going to be as favorable. But after like maybe like you have your typical 7-year contract, and then you do a second renewal, and then mostly when you do a second renewal, you'll get a lot more the second time, and like a lot more profits. So it said here, interest is growing in the size of the contract renewal, and someone is estimating that the down payment per member is to be around 1 billion to 1.5 billion Korean won, which is around like let's say 1 million USD, based on previous deals with Big Bang and Twice. Is that number bigger or smaller than you expected? What's down payment? Just like before you go into the initial contract. I guess if it's down payment, it's not like the entire thing that they're getting paid, but just the down payment is like 1 million. That I think kind of makes sense. So industry insiders explain that as an artist's profits grow exponentially after a few years of activity, the overall benefits outweigh the decreased company share during contract renewal. Moreover, from a symbolic perspective, renewing the contract could have positive implications for the company's stock price. Yeah, obviously, for the company, it's good if they renew. Some people are saying they're not even paying them that much for contract renewal. They're saying it's too low. They need to offer them a lot more. Okay. Thought it would be more. I mean, that's just a down payment. Obviously, they're getting paid from their various endorsement deals, whatnot. Anyway, these girls are rich. They are rich. And I wish one of them, so please swap your bank accounts with me. I'll be nice. So yeah. And then this I thought that was interesting. Former glam member, this is quite like, I don't know, 2nd gen or 3rd gen K-pop, turned streamer, attention with a high monthly income on AfreecaTV. AfreecaTV is like the streaming platform, like it's like the Twitch of Korea. There's usually a lot of like sexually explicit content on here. But basically this girl made news years ago when she was one of the girls blackmailing the actor Lee Byung-hyun. He's a very famous actor. She exposed some of his like messages, personal messages, and then she was trying to like extort him for money. Basically, I don't know what's happened there. But basically, do you know how much she earns? So you know how like on streaming you can donate. On Africa you have balloons that you can give to people. She received over 7 million star balloons in June, and converted into cash that amounts to 608k, basically 608k USD. Wow, this is just in June. In the month of June, can you imagine earning that much money? Oh my god. 60 to 80% of the earnings go directly to the streamer. Holy shit. Yeah, she faced controversies in 2014 when she was attempted to threaten actor Lee Byung-hyun for money. During that time, she claimed that she had recorded footage of her dirty talking over drinks with her and an acquaintance. In return for the footage, she demanded 5 billion Korean won, about 3 million USD, from the actor. She is a hustler. She is a hustler. I have to respect her drive, I guess. She was found guilty in court for blackmail and sentenced to a probationary period of 2 years. Then in 2018, she returned to broadcast activities as an Africa BJ. and she changed her name. Since then, she has risen to immense popularity, and she won a prestigious Africa TJ BJ Grand Prize last year. Okay, she does song, dance covers, mukbang, joint room sessions, cover makeup tutorials, and vlogs. Apparently, TV, the platform has grown a lot. Oh my God, these people are earning so much more money. Are they? I hope they're doing their taxes. You have to report your taxes. Other popular DJs make substantial stunts ranging from 6 to 7 figures USD every month. What? Should I be doing this instead of YouTube? Oh shit, sorry. Instead of YouTube, like if you're earning, someone's earning 2.2 million USD from the past 2 months alone. That is actually crazy money. Crazy money. Yeah. Good for her, I guess. You have to respect the hustle. Really. Is this like OnlyFans but not as extreme? I think there are. I've never like watched AfreecaTV, the platform, but I think there are like rooms where you can have like very 19 rated. Yeah, I think some like broadcasting channels you can basically do OnlyFans content. Like actually like do the boom boom on live if that's what you want. But that is crazy. Yeah, madness. People have a lot of money to give out, it seems. How much is one balloon? I don't know. Let's see. AfreecaTV one balloon. Let's Google this. Oh, so it can. Yeah, different tiers. It's like, I guess it's like Patreon. So the more balloons you give, yeah, the more the streamer gets, kind of thing. That is crazy. Okay, so I've been talking for basically an hour. But yeah, hopefully guys, next week weather will not be as hot. Yeah, I think it's just this past week there was like a massive heat wave and now it's coming down. Hopefully I will survive. Please watch out for the Uchiro video on Wednesday. Check out Nalva. I'm wearing the t-shirt and my necklace from Nalva, my hair scrunchie, and I have more to update you next week. Stay safe everyone, have a good week, and see you. Subscribe to my channel, allow notifications and all that, and see you on Wednesday for the new video. Bye bye everybody.